how's your week, man?
Going well, going well. Looking to blow some fireworks up tonight as the 4th is lingering. So
Man,
it's going to be a good one.
did you my only thing I'll like, because I'm not really big on fireworks, I like those little tiny snake things. That's all I do, man.
Yeah.
I don't touch anything else. We last year we were doing one of those mortar things, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is gonna be great. So I set it down, and apparently you're not supposed to let it tip over. So long story short, I'm hitting the deck. Thankfully, nothing happened. But that was the last time I ever shot a mortar. One and done. That was it. So, but man, what a day. Speaking of fireworks and fun stuff, man, starting off with Darius from Auburn and now Michigan Panthers. Cool guy, great influence. But we always, there's always special place in our hearts. The family of Oklahoma. There's only one.
Yeah.
There's only one. And I love all of softball, all of football. We follow everybody. We've been able to extend some connections with Oklahoma State and all of that. But there's only one Oklahoma. Yeah. And there's a gentleman that I got to see play many times because we go to every game. By the way, Mr. O, you said shout out to our guy coming on, Kenneth Mann. Kenny himself is stopping by. I was on the recent roster and now kind of moving on to some new ventures. But once a Sooner, always a Sooner.
Yeah,
it was my privilege to bring on Kenny Mann. Kenny, how you doing today, man?
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's really, really good to get in here, man. It's a privilege to speak with you guys today, and I appreciate all the support over the years, man. It's a big time thing.
I love it.
It's our pleasure to bring you on. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, Kenneth, you like I said, man, once you're this family of Oklahoma, it's worldwide, so it's we talk to people from the 2010 rosters, 01. I talked to Jimmy Wilkinson a few minutes ago. Like, man, it's always a family, right? Oklahoma. So it doesn't just stop, and maybe we're not actively on the field at that time. What we do, Oklahoma stands for, it's off the field as well. So we just got some questions that the fans have been asking us to ask you that we'll run past you. So we should have some fun. So Dane, if you want to hit that first one, Dane. So
Sure, Kenny. Our first question is with our athletes. We always like to go back to when they were young. When did you start playing the game of football in your young life?
Yeah, man, that's a good one. I started early, man. As you may know, the age to start at is 5 years old, and I actually started at 4 to get my feet wet. I was a really big kid, and man, I fell in love with the game from early on. Been playing the same position my entire life. And it was something I was able to stick with and really hone in and make it my craft, man. So it's really, as long as I can remember, I've been playing this game.
Man.
Wow.
When you look at that, because you are very good at it, no question. And I think whenever you tackle someone, they just get hit a little bit harder. I love it. It's just a little more force. When you did that, like I said, if I was ever had to be on the other side of you, I'm laying down. Here you go. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to lay down. Here you go. You win. But when you look at it, what you've done on the field as a football player, did you also do other sports? A lot of our athletes do multi-sports. When you were coming up, did you do other sports alongside of football?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Basketball, of course, was a huge love of mine. I've been involved in track and field as well. I started playing baseball early on in the beginning and ended up, it wasn't something I was great at, man. And I was always that competitive guy. And I kind of just stuck with what I was able to just set myself apart in. And I wish I would have been a little bit better at baseball at times, but man, I've gotten a chance to play a lot of different sports, but those 3 are the main ones.
I love it. When you look at the football side of it, because you obviously really excelled in that, man, no question. What age or what was it that's like, this is what I'm sticking with? I'm obviously with track and the things you did. Was there maybe a moment that you're like, I'm going all in for football? What was a tipping point?
That's a great question, Josh. So I actually, man, playing the sport of football, it's a year-round thing. And you got spring ball, and if you're not playing spring ball, you've got off-season work. It's just as challenging and demanding on the schedule as during the season. And I, of course, always had a love for it, but I had more fun playing basketball, right? I don't know what it is about picking up a ball and going to the court with the guys. It's always just a good time to do it. Yeah. So I felt like practice was more fun. But when I got in high school, I transferred from Crowley High School to Burleson High School after my freshman year. My sophomore year, I transferred with a cousin of mine who's like he's like a big brother, like a best friend, and I always looked up to him. Copied this guy, did anything and everything he did, and we played ball together. And when we got there, I actually wanted to quit football, so I wanted to home in and just play basketball. And I had talent and always been doing well. And the people around me tried to sway me away from it, of just choosing basketball. And I actually got a call from my dad one day, and it was the first time I heard him kind of sound like a little monotone about my decision. And it kind of guilted me back in. So I told myself, hey, I'll play for one more season. And this will be my last season I play with my cousin. And at the time, my cousin was a year older than me. And that was my sophomore year. And it was his junior year. And after the season was over, and I was like, okay, I made my commitment. I played one more season. And then he was coming up on his senior year, and he looked at me, he told me, he's like, gosh, man, it sucks that I'm not going to be able to play with you for my senior year. And I'm just like, okay, I'm all right. I'm playing one more season. And I ended up playing that next season. And summer comes, and I'm getting a boatload of offers. And at that point, it's like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do now. I'm no longer one more season in this thing. I'm going to go to college and then see how things go from there. So I ended up continuing the thing, and I'm glad I stuck with it and had the people in my corner to continue pushing me on, because it could have went a completely different way.
Man.
And we're all glad that you took that route. So right. Thank you for doing that. Which leads us on to our next question. You already mentioned one of your influences to play this game. What are some others that kind of influenced you? And whenever you started going down the path of playing football after your offers and things like that, did you have any influences or inspirations that kind of helped you, play the way you play?
Man, the sport is ingrained in my family. But also, you guys also know this, man. I'm from Texas, and we live, and die by football, man. We breathe it out here, and it starts from an early age. So it's a part of who you are in your environment, and it was something that I always had a love for, because of friends around me playing it as well, and met a lot of different people. It taught me a lot about a regular life, and just being a tougher person and being able to overcome challenges is something that you're going to have to learn while playing the sport, man. So I had a bunch of different influences. Of course, my father, he actually was a coach of mine in Pee Wee. He still coaches as well. He has he's coaching an organization called Pac Prime out here in Fort Worth. And doing really well, man. They kill it every year. They put multiple teams in the championship every year, and so being around it's going to be in your face with family as well. But man, the influence it comes from all around.
Man, I think you said something that kind of hit hard for me, Kenneth, because obviously, man, and people, I think it's neat, and no disrespect and much love for people like Coach Riley and people you play with. Don't get me wrong, but shout out to Pops, man. I think that's really, by the time you get to the elite level of college, you've already had your skill set almost somewhat set. So it's like that you were already made into who you were. That's what we like to hear, man. People are like, oh, it's cool. I'm going to go maybe finally learn something from this top tier coach. You've already learned a lot by the time you get to that point of who you are, right? So knowing that it's like Pops, man, that's really kind of helped you become who you are. That's cool to me, like your little league to where you are now, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. It makes all the difference. And it's something that they love when your dad loves something as well. You just starting to home in on that, and it just passed down to you. And
I love it.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems like it's a little bit more of a bonding experience between father and son whenever you guys have that connection.
Man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially with him being a coach. He pushes you a little harder, of course.
Yeah.
But man, it's such a fun game. I think it's the most dynamic game that you can play. It's just even around it, before the game, the tailgating and the environment,
the culture.
Want to watch Pee Wee games out in Texas, man. Each one you probably get lined up to watch 7 games today, and we're all sitting out in this heat. We're not caring because there's something exciting about to happen.
Right.
So
no, man. it's a culture. It's an experience. It's a culture. Like I said, man, they don't call it Palace on the Parade for nothing, right? You go there and it's like everybody shuts down. And I think about, when we're looking at what's next for you, and this is where I kind of want to transition. And what I like about Oklahoma is everybody, whether you played at Oklahoma or, maybe a junior or whatever, there's a time when everybody kind of maybe takes off the cleats and they go on to do other things in the community, right? So I know that's something that now you have ventured into, kind of doing some of your own businesses back home, Texas and all that. I'm curious to see, man, now that you've ventured into a different chapter, what's the next 12 months looking like for you off the field, So
yes, sir. So really working, man. I've been with a company called Riley Decker. Now I'm a business development manager.
Love it.
And things have been going well, man. I've been lucky to get with this company and actually see great results from hard work. And things are paying off here. The next 12 months, things are looking up for me. So I'm very encouraged about that. But man, everything's a grind, right? It's how you're able to adjust, and that's been important to me. Making sure that I'm successful, really.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Being able to achieve what's successful, determine what success is for myself, and then this is the next route. So now I'll do all I need to take this pathway.
I love it. I love it. When you look at Kenneth, obviously, man, because you have the knowledge and the skill set to help teach people in the workforce and on the football field. I know somewhere it's probably itching in your blood, maybe with Pops. Are you ever going to get you ever thought about doing some coaching of your own at some point too?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So when I graduated and I was done after 2019, I had tore my ACL right before the season ended. So I wasn't able to do the draft or go try out or get a chance on a team. And then we also had COVID in 2020, right when I was, looking to get a shot. And so my means of making money, I was training kids, and I was doing me and Neville Gallimore. That's my best friend, man. We were finding ways to train kids and doing all this, paperwork with compliance as well to make sure we're good to go. And now I don't even think these guys have to do that. They can probably start their own business up. But we jump through the loopholes, man, to make a little extra money, and then of course make a difference on the youth. And that's always been big for me. And I trained kids for a while, and coaching was something I wanted to do as well. Before ultimately becoming a loan originator and then a business development manager.
I love it.
After that, so.
Nice.
I think you would definitely have that knack for it. And I say this: thank goodness you played at the greatest team ever. And then I know you did some work with SMU, right? We didn't even talk about that, but little time. I love it that you've done so many things. You could have been playing for any team. People love you. I love it that it was Oklahoma, but thank goodness it was that. But you could have been playing for KU. I'll say it, and people would still love you, right? You know what I'm saying? Because people love Kenneth Mann. It's just your personality, what you do. People flock to you, man. Everybody always says, "Oh, he's one of the nicest, sweetest guys on the field. He's this dominant beast and a lion right there, walking around, stalk and prey." But you get him off the field, and he's just so kind, So I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, man. That's important, man. It's definitely important. Or definitely you have to have that switch, man. If you got someone who's the same guy he is on the field, you probably isn't going to be too much of a lot. You got to be able to turn it on and off, man. So
you're saying, Kenny, at the grocery store, you don't tackle people if they get the last thing of give me that.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
Hands off the Fruit Loops. Let me have it.
Right. Exactly. Don't cut my card off, man.
I love it. I love it, man. When we do a little segment, Kenneth, we like to have a little fun too off of sports. We take a little segment. There's questions the fans send us. We have like a little inbox. Like, hey, throw us the most random kind of rapid fire things you can think of, right? And they're random, man. They are. Like, it's meant to kind of make you laugh.
I know, Josh. I mean, you should see. I'm always replying to messages on Facebook as well. So
random stuff, man. Yeah.
I'll get some random questions, man. I know it, so I'll be ready. I'm ready, man.
All right, man. Well, okay. So Dane and I bet on these. So first off, the loser has to pay for the winner's lunch. All right. So now, Dane, I'll put my order in now. I want some steak and shake, Dane. I want to go ahead and get an order of fried mushrooms, and I want two. Got me, Dane. So
I better take this package of bologna back then. If I have to go big time.
Okay,
so I'm counting on you, Kenneth, to help me out. Get me off the
I do the best I can, man. Let's do it.
So you have to pick one, as random and as odd as they are. You have to pick one. So what's more terrifying to you, the Furby doll or Freddy Krueger?
That's a good one, but I know my answer is Freddy Krueger, man. I gotta go.
Man. Dude, I was wrong, man. I had you for Furby, man, because that dude creeps me out, man.
Is hilarious,
I got one from like 99. It still works. It freaks me out, man. It's like, how's that got like a 25-year battery in this thing?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, you got me. Dane, did you have Furby, Dane? What'd you have?
No, I had Freddy. Man, he makes you not want to go to sleep.
Oh man.
Okay.
Come on. He'll keep you up all night.
So next question. Somebody walks up to you and says, Kenny, here's $1 million. You have to do one of these two things. All right. So first one is, would you ice skate through somebody's wedding? Just you show up, you just run through somebody's wedding, ice skate through it while they're going, just make a scene and do all that. Or you have to pole vault over a lake of ice. So ice skate through somebody's wedding or pole vault over some ice.
Now, $1 million. Is this a stranger's wedding?
Yeah, you just go in there, puts it. I mean, rollerblades, not skates. Go in there and just go right through it. Don't stop. You just got to go right through it.
If this is so, if I don't have to have another conversation after this, then I don't know this person, man. I'm gonna ice skate as fast as I can through that thing.
Dang. Okay, I'm 0-2, man. Yeah, I did. I'm 0-2. I feel like Bedlam right now. I'm getting stomped. But Texas. I'm just kidding. Next one. Okay, so who would win? Okay. Rock'em Sock'em. Remember those things when we were kids, those little Rock'em Sock'ems?
Yeah.
Imagine.
I bought one for my son, actually. I've seen it at a thrift store. So
imagine
only 4-year-old with one of those right now.
Right, man. It's cool. So imagine this is this real life. Okay, it's real life Rock'em Sock'em. Somehow it becomes real. Who would win in a Rock'em Sock'em real life? Ted, the bear, the little funny Ted,
yeah,
or Alpha Alien.
I think Ted's got some fire in him, man.
Finally,
I wouldn't mess with him. I think Ted's gonna take the cake on that.
Got it. I got one finally. Dane, what you got?
Oh man, no, I missed that one. I thought Alf had some outer worldly thing that he could do. So I missed that one.
So I'm 1 for 3. Dane, you 2 for 3, right, Dane? Is that what it is?
No, I'm 1 for 3 as well. I missed the pole vault one. Man, I had the pole vault.
Man.
Yeah, pole vault. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have went without. That's crazy.
I love it. Okay,
crazy.
so next one, man. So next one. Okay, so you're invited to go do an auction. You have to do, how you talk real fast, do the auctioneer thing, right? Where you're like, hey, we're gonna bid on all these items or whatever. You're the host of it, and your co-host. You have to pick one of these two people to be your co-host for the auction. And it's like, we're gonna say it's antiques or something. Are you picking The Rock as your co-host for this, based off of how fast they talk in that presentation, or are you going with Lil Wayne as your co-host for this auction?
I'm going with Lil Wayne, man. I got it.
Man.
All love to The Rock, man. Shout out to the XFL and everything they're doing, and the Dallas Renegades, Arlington Renegades.
Oh yeah.
Man, you get a chance to get around Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's a go.
Yeah.
Man.
Because I'm thinking about when he's bidding on stuff, because Lil Wayne's gonna spit like bars fast, for like, hey, you just sold this for like $20 million. Or you got The Rock,
make it sound good too, man.
Yeah, he is, man.
Oh, yeah.
Where The Rock's gonna be like, do you smell how much these antiques are? Right? It's gonna be something like that. So I love it. So last one, man. So I am proud to say I am 1 for 4. Thanks, Dane. So the last one. So you have to. So the last one, you have to dress up as one of these for Halloween for a whole week. And you can't break character. So you can't just for Halloween. The week of Halloween, you have to wear this to work. If you're doing meet and greets, no matter what it is, you have to wear one of these two outfits all week, okay? Are you going to wear a Deadpool outfit or a Spider-Man outfit for the whole week?
Oh, man. I like Deadpool. Deadpool, he's hilarious, man. I forget the name of the guy who plays him. But
Ryan Reynolds? Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
Okay.
But I'm going with Spidey, man.
You did me wrong. You left me right there, man.
He gave
the last minute.
You, man, but
That's messed up, Dane. Did you hear? He totally goofed me at the end there, man. That's messed up.
Yeah, my son would never forgive me for not choosing Spider-Man.
That's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
He's a classic. A classic. You can't go away from the classic. Spidey.
Man. So I was all thinking I had you, Kenneth. Oh, cool. He's gonna go Deadpool. You're all talking about. I'm like, yeah. And then he switched. He called an audible on me, man.
Oh yeah.
Man, that's messed up. Well. Okay, Dan, well, I owe you lunch. I'm sending you some Mary Chan ramens are on the way. So there you go.
All right.
Man. Yeah, the ramens, man. So last one, Dan, I'll give that back to you, man, for the final segment.
Yeah, Kenneth, on this segment, we call this an open mic segment. We kind of open the floor up for our guests to, kind of tell us a little bit about, a philosophy they've carried or a mantra that they've carried through their sports career, or even now into your professional career. Is there something that you've carried through the years to kind of help you through any time you've had, whether it be a tough time or you just need to get over a hump somewhere or another? Is there something that you could share with our younger viewers and listeners that can kind of help them along too?
Oh yeah, man. I've been around a lot of great coaches and strength coaches as well. Coach Ruffin McNeil, one of my favorites. He's got a saying for everything, man. He's got a lot of things that he'd say in situations where I'm like, man, that really means something right now. And but I think one that stuck with me the most, and it's simple but it effective, is next rep, best rep. And it's basically all it means to me is, man, is you can always get better. You should always be competing with yourself and seeing what barriers you can break. And next rep, best rep is always, something that's good for you in sports. But if you look at it in anything, business world as well, you're competing with yourself is going to put you in the best position that you can see. Even when you can't really see that ceiling or know, what's the best you can do to make a gain for yourself, man. If you're trying to one up yourself or what you just did previously, you're never settling, or you're never getting to that point where I've made it. I'm the man. I did this or that. There's no telling, what you can really achieve in life, man. And I've taken that with me. Should probably make it a bumper sticker or something as much as I
there you go.
Yeah, man.
But it's definitely one of my favorites, man.
I love that. That's spot on.
A great one.
Dane, we had there's a Coach Snyder. He's a Texas Tech softball coach. We had him on a while back, and he said something in a kind of a way to what you said, Kenneth, where he was like, one swing away, next rep, best rep. I like that because it's, hey, the next one. And that could be, like you said, maybe on the field. It could be the next rep that I take. It may be asking somebody to dinner. It could be that next interview that you have, right? Yeah. Whatever it may be, the next one's going to be my best one. I like how you said that, man. That's off the field, on the field. I love it. Wow. Yeah. Well, Kenneth, man, Dane and I, we can't say thank you enough, man. Like I said, we've I followed you for years, and we wanted to wait till we had that platform where we could do you right, man. It was a lot of laughs. I appreciate your time. Please let it be known it's the first of many. We obviously would love to have you come back on, just get settled in a new role and all that, man. And maybe we can talk about you as a coach next time. Maybe Coach Mann can come back on, and we'll talk about some of these kids you're working with, things like that. Okay. So
no doubt, man. This is awesome, man. I wish you guys great success here in the future. I'm definitely looking forward to watching you guys blow this thing out of the water, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Definitely looking forward to the future and getting back on here, man. It's definitely
yes. It's an open invitation again. We will have you back. That's a promise. So we will get you back to your day, man. Say hi to everybody there, and as always, Boomer Sooner, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, Boomer Sooner. So.
Boomer Sooner, my man.
Take care, my friend. Have a good one. So Dan, I told you, man, he's even cooler than you could expect, man. He's already awesome. Great guy,
just the positivity, not only in his words, but in his demeanor, and as you sit there and watch him talk, and how he absorbs a question and answers it. Some people, when you talk to him, you enjoy it more watching how they answer something as opposed to the words that are coming out of their mouth. Just his demeanor it's just positivity, and I think that's why he was successful in what he did on the field and what he's doing in his professional life as well. And you love talking to people like those, and they do nothing but lift you up whenever they're talking to you, inadvertently lift you up because you're so into what they're saying.
It's so neat how I like how he talked about others more often than himself, right? And that's so cool about him. Definitely. I mean, he's a top deck. Like, he was no joke on the field, man. I watched him play many times. He played with Kyler and Baker, you know, when he's played with, I mean, just that Neville, not to mention Neville's a stud. Like he's playing right now still, but just all this people that he surrounded himself with, I feel like they would have been the privilege of being around him, right? Just how cool he was. It is, right? So I think people like that, just it's no wonder people flock to him. And he's like, he said it modestly. He's like, yeah, I'm always kind of getting messages, and he always responds to everybody. That's crazy to me how he didn't let it go to his head, man. You know, it's cool. So I just people like that. I like that we have people like that in the workforce too. The next generation is in good hands, and I feel like what Oklahoma teaches, the body of what they do is there's only one worldwide, but there's only one Oklahoma, right? So just love it, man. Well, Dane, that was a great way to end the day, right? So,
there's 2 great interviews today, and Brodarius and Kenneth, just great people. You know, like they always say, that the in the front lines of a football field, they always say those are the smartest people on the field, and you had 2 examples of it today. So I
what a good
enjoyed it.
day. We got one more that I'll be doing solo. I know you got a call game. I'm going to have our buddy Kyle, musician, speaking of paying it forward. But Dane, while we were on the air, I got an update from someone else who's coming on soon, Dane. Got a special update from a gentleman who is also an Oklahoma alum, Jimmy. Everybody knows Jimmy. He actually played for Oklahoma for quite some time. Jimmy himself, Jimmy Wilkinson, he actually played for Oklahoma. He played for Tampa Bay, played for the Chiefs. He coached for a while. We'll be actually talking to him soon to have him on. That was like a This Just In thing on this episode. So that's going to be fun, man. So we'll have him on very soon. The month ahead's looking great. We've got some surprises in the tank that we can't really talk about just yet. We got to get clearance. We did get a teaser that we got Jada Coleman, speaking of OU, coming on. That's massive. But the month ahead's looking beautiful. So as always, you guys, we'll keep doing this because we love that you love it. You're the reason we do this. So Dane and I really can't extend enough love and thank yous for what you do helping spread this message. Thanks again, Kenny and Brodarius. And as always, don't forget that we love you. And Dane,
thank you for listening.